for the week. The world champion New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the final game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Ken Singleton. I'm Mike Okay. Well, the Yankees are trying to avoid a couple of things. They don't want to lose this game because they have never been swept in a 3-game series at the new Yankee Stadium. They don't want to lose this game because they've never had a 4-game losing streak this year. In fact, they're the only major league team that has not lost 4 in a row. Now, how are they going to go about stopping it? Well, let's take a look at the pitching matchup, which is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Brad Bergeson's going to go for the Orioles, 6-10 with a 5.47 ERA. And for the Yankees, the youngster, Ivan Nova, 1-0. With a 2.89 ERA. His last 2 starts have been pretty good, but they both ended in a different way.
They certainly did, Michael. You go back to his start in Chicago, and he was very solid against the White Sox. In fact, he had 7 strikeouts in the ball game, and he also picked up his first major league victory. He'll never forget that. But then he might want to forget this here at the stadium. Travis Snyder with a home run for the Blue Jays against him in a recent ball game at the stadium. And then Aaron Hill with a double to the gap in right center field, and that knocked Mr. Nova, young Mr. Nova, out of the ball game, although the Yankees did come back and win that game.
Always gives about the same length in his starts, his 3 career starts, 5 1/3 against the Blue Jays, 5 2/3 against the White Sox, and then an inning short of getting the win against Toronto in the final start. He has not been bad in any of the 3 starts. The Yankees certainly do see hope in him. Now, Curtis Granderson's had some good moments on the field and bad moments on the field for the Yankees in his first year. But off the field, he is great. He's going to join Kim Jones next on segment 2 right here on Yes.
Along with Curtis Granderson. And Curtis, to be the Yankees nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, which combines community involvement and work along with superior baseball skills, what does it mean to have your name in the same sentence as his?
Well, all the different stories I've heard about Roberto Clemente have been about all the different things he did for his community, how people looked at him as a hero both on and off the field, and especially with this team like the Yankees, with guys that are doing so much on the field and off the field, to come in this first year and get nominated for it, definitely an honor and a privilege.
Why has that always been so important to you going back to your days in Detroit?
I just remember how it was when I was growing up and all the different people that influenced me in different ways, whether it be by saying something to me, by helping me get from point A to point B, literally and also figuratively. And now I'm in a situation where I can do that for a lot of different people now, and I had the chance to. So with given the opportunity to do it, plus I like to be busy and I like to go ahead and see people succeed.
Thank you for making a difference, Curtis.
No problem. Thank you.
Michael and Kenny are next, along with lineups and first pitch right here on Yes.
in theaters Friday by the 2011 Jaguar XJ, including Jaguar Platinum coverage. Visit JaguarUSA.com for details. And by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. It doesn't get much better than this. Just a gorgeous Wednesday matinee in New York City. The Yankees against the Orioles, finishing up the Yankees' longest homestand of the year. The Yankees trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Ivan Nova is on the mound. He will face the Orioles. And let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, which is presented, as always, by our good friends at Lexus. Brian Roberts at second base. He's been pesky. He'll lead off. Batting second and playing right field, Nick Markakis. Ty Wigginton, first baseman, hits third. Cleaning up the DH, Luke Scott. Felix P.A., the left fielder, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing center field, Adam Jones. Matt Wieters will catch. He's going to bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Cesar Izturis. And Josh Bell, the third baseman, will bat ninth.
Young Mr. Nova, 23 years old, making the start this afternoon on this beautiful day here in the Bronx. We're going to look at his numbers on the season. This will be his sixth game, his fourth start, his record of 1-0, pretty good ERA, more than a hit per inning. Low walk total. Now 11 strikeouts, opponents hitting 284. Here's our scouting report. Heavy load on the rookie's shoulders. The Yankees have not lost 4 games in a row this year. They come in with a 3-game slide, and young Mr. Nova certainly wants to stop that. One of the keys would be his secondary pitches. He has a good changeup. He has a good curveball. Every once in a while, he'll roll a curveball to the plate. He's got to really snap it, make it hard through the zone. And a good early trend. Here's one thing that Nova's been doing. He's faced 20 leadoff batters in innings. He has retired 17 of them. 85% of the time, he's gotten the first batter out in an inning. That usually leads to good things.
So Nova is ready, and Roberts is digging in, adjusting his batting gloves, and we're almost ready for baseball here at the stadium. Yankees hit the road tomorrow, and the Orioles will head home. No, they're still on the road.
They're going to Detroit.
Okay, so they will still be on the road. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch swung on and skied to center field. Granderson drifts back, still back, and he makes the play on the warning track for the first out of the game. And that leads us to the Yankee defense, brought to you by Mercedes. Now, since we've already seen Granderson in center, who flanks him? Well, Brett Gardner's in left. Swisher is over and right. In the infield, third to first, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Berkman. Cervelli is behind the plate, and Nova is on the mound.
Yeah, I found out the Orioles are going to have an off day in Detroit tomorrow before beginning a 3-game series against the Tigers over the weekend.
Here's Nick Markakis. He has a 4-game hitting streak, and he's 7 for 17 during that streak. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Markakis is actually from Glen Cove, New York, so he's got family and friends here. Count 1-1. For a rookie, Nova works quickly. You know his numbers here: 1-0, 2.89. At Scranton Wilkes-Barre this year, 12-3, 2.86. Slice foul.
And once again, he's retired the first batter of an inning. Markakis has been hot. Trying to close off the season with a bang. He's hitting 15 of his last 16 games. Good, solid player.
The 1-2. Oh,
you know, looking at Nova, 6'4", 210 pounds. You get the feeling of a little big league meal money. He might fill out to about 220.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Markakis down on strikes. The tag made by Cervelli, so it's strikeout, put out 2, and they're 2 away.
Yeah, good looking curveball. We talked about every once in a while he'll roll one up to the plate, but not this one. This one has a lot of sharp break to it. Markakis looks like a strike until about right there. It disappears out of the zone for the strikeout. Here it is on Yesmo. Same result, though. A swing and a miss for strike 3.
Pitch to Ty Wigginton is out. Low and away, 0-1. Nova working quickly. Fouled away.
You know, I always felt that the pitchers who work quickly, they're in the attack mode. And that keeps a lot of heat on the hitters. I always felt the pitchers that work very slowly, it's like they were afraid to throw the ball. Like they knew if a bad thing could happen if they threw it. When you work quickly, you're thinking positively as a pitcher.
Count 1-1. The pitch. And there it is. He strikes out Wiggins at the final out of the inning. A 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. Orioles nothing. And the Yankees coming to bat. By Lexus and will face Brad Bergeson. Yankees will lead off their left fielder Brett Gardner. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, bats second. Batting third and DHing Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez, the third baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth and playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right field. He'll hit sixth. Number 7 hitter, first baseman Lance Berkman. Curtis Granderson in center, and Francisco Cervelli will catch and bat ninth.
Bergeson, another one of the young guns in the Orioles arsenal. He's 24 years old. In his brief career, he's 0-2 against the Yankees. They lost the ball game on June 2nd right here at Yankee Stadium. You see his seasonal numbers. He's been up and down to the minor leagues a couple of times. Let's go to the scout report on Brad Bergeson. Finishing strong. He actually was undefeated in July. He was 3-0, and the Orioles won all 5 of his starts. He's got a good sinker. The left-hand batters have been a problem. They are hitting .319 against Bergeson this year.
Here is a lefty batter. Brett Gardner takes a strike. So the Orioles have won 4 in a row, 2 in a row against Tampa Bay, 2 in a row against the Yankees. So the 2 best teams in baseball have gone down twice apiece against the O's. There's a strike. One thing that the new Oriole manager, Buck Showalter, has stressed to his team, there's a lot of young players on his team. He said, I want you to have the proper respect for what the Yankees and the Rays are. Strike 3 and Gardner down looking. He said, but I do not want you to bow down to them. I do not want you to be intimidated by them. I do not want you to show them so much respect that you don't belong on the field with them. You belong on the field with them, and I want you to act that way and play that way.
Well, it's worked the last 4 days. They've gotten the message. 2 wins against the Yankees, and prior to that, 2 against the Rays in Baltimore.
He said sometimes young teams against really good teams are defeated before they even throw the pitch. He said that's not what I want to see. I don't want them bowing down to the Yankees. Here's Derek Jeter. Derek has had a very rough homestand, 5 for 32. And that comes on the heels of his worst road trip ever. Bergeson deals, and there's a strike.
So far, it's been all fastballs and all strikes. A little something different. Slider or cut.
Low 1-1. Could be the other way, and that'll be out of play.
Derek is 2 for 8 in this series. Has had 1 hit in each game. Daytime's been the right time for Derek this year. 316 in day games. Yankees have a great record in day games.
Their day game record is 34-18, and that's the second best winning percentage of any team. The A's are first at 32-15. Grounded to third. Bell. And the throw is made by Bell and caught by Wigginton, who kept his foot on the bag. What a play by Wigginton, shifting feet and catching it in foul territory to get Jeter.
You know, Wigginton, we've seen all 3 games now. He's come up with some big plays over at first, and a lot of times with Bell with the errant throws. This one, well, almost hits Derek Jeter, and somehow he keeps his right foot on the bag while he receives the ball. He had to shift across the bag to receive the throw. Good play by Wigginton once again over at first base. Here's another look at it. Somehow this throw eludes Derek Jeter, and Wigginton concentrates enough to make the catch and maintain footage with the bag.
I'll tell you what, Josh Bell has not been impressive at third at all. Wigginton has literally saved him 4 errors. There's a strike. Bell's been boxed by line drives and really bad throws consistently, and you know, he's being evaluated by Buck Showalter. I don't know if they could look at him as a third baseman in the future. What both pitchers have really been impressive in the first inning is Teixeira swings to a changeup. Another great play by Wigginton, saving an error and retiring the Yankee captain. Yankees go down in order, and we go to the second, no score. Presented by Bigelow Tea. 84 degrees, humidity 40%. The wind's out of the west-southwest at 16 miles per hour. And the forecast is for partly cloudy, but there's not a cloud in the sky right now. Now, the sunshine of all of our lives is Kimberly Jones. She will join us in the second inning today. And, Kim, before we start off with your report, we have to give you a belated happy birthday. I hope you had a great birthday yesterday.
I did, Michael. Thank you.
And there was a great sign of you yesterday, a fan brought. Very nice likeness they drew of you. It was lovely. I'm going to get a copy for you.
That's terrific.
All right. Joe Girardi had a lot of information in his a pregame press conference, and some of it was startling, especially about Aceves and Marte. Let's start off with that, Kim.
Let's do it. Joe Girardi saying of Alfredo Aceves, we won't have him the rest of the year. Aceves has not pitched for the Yankees in 4 months. He has been trying to work his way back. The back simply has not cooperated. He is seeing doctors today, and Joe Girardi said surgery is an option.
Luke Scott skies one to left field. Gardner is there to make the play.
As far as Damaso Marte goes, the Yankees haven't seen him in uniform in 2 months. And Joe said, my thought is we probably won't see him the rest of the year. So not quite as definitive, but when I talk to some relievers in the clubhouse, they are under the impression they will not see either of them. I asked Mariano about that. He said it's a loss and it's sad. We'll find a way to get it done. He also lauded Boone Logan, who is now tremendously important as the only lefty in that bullpen. He said he has been tremendous and will continue to be so as we go into the playoffs. And Mariano said the addition of Kerry Wood has made us so much stronger. So that is how they are looking at this, as well as the bullpen is pitching now, is where their concentration is, not on the two guys who were so meaningful last fall, who they will not have this year.
There's Felix P.A. and there's a strike. I tell you what, Kenny, that's a I mean, what a change in fortune for Boone Logan. He was in the minor leagues, and now he's going to be the Yankees' left-handed guy in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the misfortune of not having two lefties in the bullpen gives the manager options to use one of them just to match up with one hitter when he has the other in reserve.
A lot of another bit of news today, Kim, is about Phil Hughes. Joe Girardi had said earlier that he was not going to skip Hughes the rest of the way, but Phil Hughes is going to be skipped in his next start.
Yeah, he will be skipped on Sunday. Will now pitch a week from today on Wednesday in Tampa against the Rays. Joe's saying it's all about the innings limit. Phil is at 155 right now, so Dustin Mosley will take that start on Sunday. We asked Phil Hughes about it. He said his response was, okay. He said, it's not like it matters what I say anyway. He said he was not surprised. He did laugh and say, I'm kind of bummed I'm not pitching in Texas. I usually pitch pretty well there. Phil Hughes says he now has 3 starts remaining, and that will have to be enough to get him sharp for the playoffs. He also said when I asked him if any part of him feels like he's fatigued or could use a little bit of a break right now, he said simply no. So Phil Hughes will throw an extra bullpen or so over the next week. He also could get an inning of work out of the bullpen in Texas, according to Joe Girardi.
And I think the reason they're going to do that, Kim, is because the last time they skipped over Phil Hughes, when he came back, he did not have any command at all. He really was dreadful in that game. They're going to try to avoid that.
Yeah, this will give him 3 to get back on track.
All right, now Andy Pettitte is going to pitch tomorrow in his rehab start. Now, this is a big start for the Yankees as PA goes down looking. Nova really dealing his 3rd strikeout of the game. But Andy is going to pitch for Trenton. And this is a pretty big game, and you wonder if Andy is nervous at all.
He says he is, Michael. This will be Game 2 of the Double-A playoffs. He said, I'm actually glad I'm not pitching tonight. Game 1 would have been a lot of pressure. But Andy Pettitte will go 4 innings or 65 pitches tomorrow night, whichever comes first. He will then perhaps make another rehab start, although that is not definite. He could also come back to the Major League team. Well, they'll see how he goes through tomorrow night. But Andy told me it is different because it is the playoffs. He will get scouting reports on the hitters, something he told me he never would do if this was, quote, a little rehab start in August. It's not a little rehab start. It's the playoffs. So as a veteran, he will pay for the clubhouse spread. He already intends to do that. He will get scouting reports on the hitters. He will do everything he can, he says, to help the Trenton Thunder win that game.
Adam Jones skies out to Granderson. Great report, Kim. We'll see you in the postgame, okay?
Thank you, Michael.
All right, so Ivan Nova has retired all 6 Orioles in a row. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. There's no score. Brought to you by Mercedes. PA, Jones, and Markakis left to right. In the infield, Bell, Asturias, Roberts, and Wigginton third to first. Weeders behind the plate. And Bergerson is on the mound. Well, hitters have been going down in a hurry. All 9 hitters have been retired in this game. We go to the bottom of the second. Here's Alex. And there's a strike.
Both pitchers have thrown a lot of strikes. First pitch strikes, getting ahead on counts.
Breaking ball, no bite. Yesterday, Alex pinch hit in the 7th inning, reached on a fielder's choice. And after the game, Joe Girardi kind of got questioned. You didn't have Alex come out and play the field in the 8th inning, but you kept him in and didn't pinch run for him when he was on first base. And Joe's reasoning yesterday was, well, I wanted him in there if they batted around. And everybody did the math. Well, if they got back to Alex, they would have scored 7 runs and they would have been in the lead. So it was a little bit of a curious decision. Not to keep him out. I thought the curious part was not to have him stay in the game.
At third base.
Because the 9th inning, he could have come up with a game on the line. Here's the 3-2. Drilled to left field. PA will make the play. 1 down.
He ain't got a late jump on it, but still had enough speed to catch up to it. It was that second ball in a row that Alex has hit very hard. He hit the line drive off of the third baseman's glove last night into a fielder's choice. This one's a rocket as well. PA, a late jump, but gets back to the warning track and makes the catch. Little Michael Jordan working there on Yesmo. That's something you didn't see in the real time.
Here's Robinson Cano. 25 for 55 so far this year against the Orioles. And if you think, well, that's an aberration. Last year, 33 for 69, 478 against Baltimore. He likes hitting against the Orioles. Count 0-2.
There are certain teams where they just can't seem to figure a way to get you out consistently.
.58 hits against the Orioles in the last 2 seasons, the most for any player against Baltimore since Mickey Mantle in back-to-back season 57 and 58. No hit there for Cano. Bobbled by Roberts. 2 away.
All Mickey's hits were homers. No, they weren't. Quite a few of them, though. Off the heel of the glove, but there's a difference between shortstop and second base. Second base, you have a little more time to recover and make the play. Just knock it down, throw him out. Shortstop, you bobble it like that, you might have lost a chance to get the runner altogether.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nick's in a slide. He's 0 for his last 14. His average, which was up to 299, has slid down to 290. Fouled away.
I wonder if it has to do anything with the Nick's knee injury. He'll probably won't say it is, but you know you need that good base as a hitter. And we've been watching him run a little bit lately. He's got a little bit of a hitch in there. That goes back to when he fouled the ball off of his leg in Chicago, I believe it was.
Grounded fair, pass to diving Wigginton, and down the right field line. They're going to hold Swisher at first with a single. First base hit, first base runner of the game for either team.
Well, finally, the Yankees get something by Wigginton. He's had a good series defensively. There's that sinker that kind of over the. Is it a fair ball? Oh, yeah, you bet it is. Fair ball. Ball by James Hoy, the first base umpire. He's pointing one way, and Wigginton's going the other.
And here's Lance Berkman. 8 for his last 16. Averaging 249. Foul back. By getting that base hit there, Nick Swisher avoided going under 290. He has not been under 290 since July 3rd. So now maybe he has the average going north after that hit. The 0-1. 1-1.
We were talking about Bergeson earlier. He'd been up and down to the minor leagues a couple of times this year, going back to AAA Norfolk. But he seems to have gotten the message here in the latter part of the season. Everything's starting to come together for him. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts. I wonder if all this has to, these players are auditioning, including the pitching staff, for Buck Showalter. He's evaluating everybody. Lately, he must like what he's seen.
Grounded to first. Wigginton feels that one, steps on the bag, and that's it. No runs hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 3rd. No score.
Schedule brought to you by Excel Express. Enjoy the journey. I will. Well, they'll finish up here against Baltimore. An off day tomorrow. Then the Yankees are off to Texas for a weekend series. And then they'll take on the Tampa Bay Rays Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And here is your Excel Express.
Matt Wieters takes pitch outside. You're going to be on the Acela today. I don't want to say what time. You'll have fans mobbing you.
Well, you know what? In all the years I've left this ballpark, 14 years, when I'm headed back south.
Served into left field. Gardner makes the play.
I've made that train every time but one.
What happened the one time you didn't make it?
Extra innings or rain delay or whatever.
Now this weekend series could be a kind of a preview of a playoff series, and here are the probables against the Rangers. Vasquez against Wilson, Burnett against Tommy Hunter, and Dustin Mosley filling in for Phil Hughes, who's being skipped over, as Kim mentioned, and Cliff Lee, who had his last start skipped over. He's back in and scheduled to pitch on Sunday. Bunted foul. It'll be interesting to see how Lee pitches, because he had a dreadful August and then was scratched from his last start. He had a sore lower back, and you wonder how that's going to affect his value in his free agent year. People get afraid with bats.
It all might come down to how he pitches in the postseason.
Yes.
Yeah, under real pressure.
There's a strike.
John Hirschbeck is giving that inside corner to the gave it to Nova there, and I thought he gave it to Bergeson a couple of times.
Didn't give him the outside corner. The count 1-2.
Good sharp breaking ball from Nova, though. And I'm talking about this inside corner starting to get over here somewhere.
Hot shot up the middle. Jeter fields. 2 outs.
Jeter with a nice play through the middle. One thing the Yankees have done recently, they've played very good defense. And now they have the fewest errors in the American League. Minnesota Twins have actually gone by the Yankees in that distinction. The Yankees with the 59 errors. They did make one last time. Granderson, that fly ball that he dropped, that was a tough error. But the Yankees still with the fewest errors in the league.
Here's Josh Bell. Grounded up the middle and a base hit. That's the first hit against Nova. Well, the game plan is to jump on the pitcher early in the count, because he's going to throw strikes. 4 of the first 8 Oriole batters made out in 2 or fewer pitches. And then Bell picks up a hit on the first pitch that he sees. Here's Brian Roberts. Roberts has reached base safely at 19 straight games. He has a 6-game hitting streak, and he has 4 games in a row with multi-hits. There's a strike. Nova deals 1-1.
Roberts with a 7-game hitting streak. We're in a reflective mood today. Director John Moore.
Yeah, you look around the ballpark right now, you see a lot of empty seats, and you wonder if normally those seats would be filled with New York City kids, because New York City schools actually started today. And I wonder if that takes away a lot of the people that would be here. The 1-2. Popped up. Nick Swisher is there. An 11-pitch inning for Nova. 30 in all. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Season of Football Sunday with Mike Francesa. Turn to Yes every Sunday morning for a preview of the week's Jets and Giants matchups, plus interviews, analysis, and debate with the callers. All starts this Sunday morning at 9 right here on Yes.
Curtis Granderson leads off against Brad Bergeson and fouls it off. Bottom of the 3rd inning, there's no score. Yankees and the O's. Yankees lost yesterday and the Rays won, so the Rays are within a game and a half of the Yankees. Count 1-1.
The Rays poured it on the Red Sox last night. I think they hit 3 home runs. Zobrist, Longoria, and Upton.
Count 2-2.
Ferguson mixing in his changeup along with the sinking fastball.
Just missed outside. Buck Showalter had a very interesting thing that he told his young pitchers, and maybe this is one of the reasons why they've turned it around a little bit. He doesn't want them to be intimidated. And he says he also doesn't want them to be deferential. And he explained this. He said there was a pitcher on his team that threw a pitch, got away from him, and it went up and in, and the batter dropped to the ground. And the young pitcher looked at his fingers and then came forward and said, "I'm really, really sorry." 3-2. And Granderson walks and
sent it to the hitter.
Yeah, walked around really sorry. And Showalter spoke to the pitcher later, said, no. You never say you're sorry. He said, make them think you might have done it on purpose. He said, never, ever show that, gee, I got away from me, I'm sorry. He said, make them be uncomfortable in the box. He said, I want a certain demeanor on the mound. I want you to feel confident and look confident on the mound, because if you're not confident and you show it, the hitters feed off of it.
That's part of the reason I was talking about pitchers who take their time, don't seem to want to throw the ball.
Right.
It's like they're hesitant because they feel something bad's going to happen. That's why I always felt pitchers who work quickly were on the attack. And you're going to have to deal with them as hitters. You are going to have to slow them down.
Granderson dies back.
Wieters is thrown out about 29%. Good percentage. Granderson has stolen 10 out of 12.
At the plate, Cervelli 7 for his last 14. And that comes on the heels of he being 7 for 52 before that. So getting hotter of late. He really dipped down, and so did his average.
Yeah, plus he seems to be hitting the ball harder. Just not only the hits, but even his outs have been with more authority. I don't know, you go through stretches in the year where things all seem to come together. You pick up the ball well, your swing is fine-tuned. I mean, if it's not fine-tuned by September, you're not going to get it.
Runner goes, swinging a miss, throw to second is high. In there with the stolen base is Granderson. His 11th stolen base.
You can see he was taking that aggressive stance over at first. Takes a look to see what happens with the swing and a miss. The throw is upstairs. Brian Roberts getting some airtime. Getting up so he can get back down. Up and over Granderson. Some hops. Here's another look at the high throw from Wieters. Disgusted with the throw. And a stolen base for Granderson.
Grounded, first base. That's a good job by Cervelli as Granderson moves to third. Smart baseball.
Inside out swing to make sure he hit the ball to the right side. He kind of got jammed, but he'll take it. The job is well done. You can see the congratulations from the bench. They all know good baseball when they see it. And let's see how the Orioles are going to play this with Brett Gardner coming to the plate. Here's a pitch, and you can see the sinker's running in on him, so he gets somewhat jammed. The ball is down on the label, but he forces it off of himself and pushes it the other way. And that'll move Granderson over to third base. So the Yankees tried to manufacture a run here. So far, they got a runner on third with one out without a hit.
Fouled away.
And the Orioles are going to keep the infield back, at least in the middle infield. And one reason I think Buck Showalter's doing this, and one reason you hear is you can see the shortstop is Torres' back, so is Roberts. But the ground ball to third or first, they might want to come home if Granderson starts that way. One reason you do this with a hitter like Gardner at the plate, they say don't bring the infield in with a hitter at the plate who's capable of stealing second base if he gets on.
That one is slapped into left field. PA back. It's over his head, and it's going to roll to the wall. Granderson scores. Gardner's rounded second. He's going to third. The throw is in time. Great execution by the Orioles, but the run scores for the Yankees as they're up 1-0.
You know, I can't fault Gardner for trying for third. Remember, there's only one out. He's trying to get the third base with one out. We talked about this last night. The Orioles are playing him close in left field. And that means the possibility of a triple is there if he gets the ball by him. And Michael called it. Well executed. PA to his Torres to BAL at third for the tag. That's the only way you're going to get Gardner. Any of those throws are off a little bit, he's going to be safe.
There's Derek Jeter. So Gardner gets a double, an RBI, and he's out stretching 7-6-5. Now let's see the play at third in the Coors Light freeze can. Did he get him? Freeze hit. No, he was safe.
Unless he tagged him on the left hand. On the right hand, I should say.
Chop short third, Bell. And that will do it. But the Yankees get on the board. They score one run on one hit. No errors. And nobody left on base. Gardner going for three. The tag by Bell. Looks like he's in there. We'll go to the fourth.
But watch this, rounding first base. This might have been the difference, being safe and out at third. Here's that little stumble by Gardner, slows him down. He has to regain momentum. And how close was the play at third? Still hard to tell, even on Yesmo. Looks like he tags him with the glove on the right shoulder before the hand gets in. So a little stumble heading around first base might have been the difference.
Watch how that sleeve, right there, it's touched before the fingertips come down. That's how close it was.
Wow.
Now, the guys in the truck could do one favor for me. As he's running to first base, is it gum or is it a lace that's flying off his shoe? Maybe the gum slowed him down. Check this out. Right there, off the left foot. There it is. It was gum.
You know, that's just might have caused that little slip at first base. Sticky situation.
Or slowed him down. Couldn't get the foot up soon enough. No gum now. Yankees are 48-15 when they score first. And they've scored first. They're up 1-0. 2-0. There's a strike. And the count 3-0 to Markakis. Markakis, Wigginton, and Scott. 2, 3, and 4 in the Oriole order as the Yankees lead 1-0, top of the fourth. Grounded inside third, a base hit for Markakis. Gardner gets the ball in quickly, and Markakis will stop there with a single. Top of the fourth inning, it's time for the New York State Smokers Quick Line Quiz. With Buck Showalter as manager, the Yankees had the best record in the American League at 70-43 at the time of the 1994 strike. Which team had the best record in the National League? I know this one.
I do too, because I was working for that team at the time.
Anybody that knows your resume just got the answer. Here's Ty Wigginton. Markakis back. We mentioned the Yankees have lost 3 straight. The Yankees are the only big league team that hadn't lost 4 straight this season. Now, they shared that distinction with the Padres, but then San Diego went and ruined everything by going on a 10-game slide.
They kind of blew that out of the water, didn't they?
So the Yankees are the last team standing without a 4-game losing streak. Now, no major league team has gone an entire season without a losing streak of more than 3 games since the 2005 Cardinals. The Yankees hadn't done that since, check this out, 1980, when they finished 103-59 under Dick Hauser. So even in the championship years, and there have been 5 of them since 96, they had more than a 3-game losing streak. That one is driven deep to right. On the track is Swisher, who'll make the play. And the throw comes into Cano. So Wigginton gave it a ride. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. And the pitch to Scott. This is strike. One nothing Yankees, top of the fourth.
Luke Scott's got an interesting breakdown on his season. He has been a dynamite hitter at Camden Yards. 18 of his 26 homers are at home. And also his batting average vastly different at home. 345 at Camden Yards, 220 on the road. And when they talked to him about it, he says, I like the hitter's backdrop. He says, I like the way I feel in batter's box there.
You better get more comfortable on the road.
Half the games are on the road, dude.
The 0-1.
He has one distinction, though. He's the last left-handed batter to hit a home run against C.C. Sabathia. That was on June 3rd right here.
Count 1-2. The 1-2. Strike 3. Scott down looking. That's going to bring up Felix PA, and his at bat in the second ended the same way. Let's see the pitch by pitch, brought to you by Suzuki Kizashi.
Yeah, we'll check it out right here. First pitch over the outside corner for a call strike. This one misses, 1-1. Low, 2-1. Looked like a changeup. That one, it's close. Called the strike. PA didn't think so, and watch John Hirschbeck goes right after him. Now this means you better swing at anything close. That one misses, but here's the last one. Anything close and you're gone.
That one jumps up and hits PA. Count 0-1.
Anytime you show your displeasure to an umpire, I don't think you can be that demonstrative. You can say things, but they don't like you to be jumping around and spinning around in the box. You can say something to an umpire and not even look at him.
Felix Pie, as the scoreboard crew is trying to get very funky. A little more to the right, it says 3.14, other than his number. I told the guys that it is Felix PA, but why let something get in the way of something cute? That's Pie, 3.14.
Yeah, let's take a look at the overhead on the last pitch. Does it have the inside corner? No. But like I said, you start chirping at the umpires and being demonstrative. Anything close, you're headed back to the dugout. Very subtly say something. That pitcher's throwing well. Doesn't need any help. But just don't look at him when you're saying it.
The 0-2. Nova has certainly slowed down with a runner on base. He couldn't throw the ball any more quickly than he did in the first couple of innings. Catch it, throw it, catch it, throw it. Now there's a lot of deliberation. The 0-2 popped up behind the plate. And out of play as Cervelli gives a look.
Well, the trouble is you bruise up a little bit more with men on base, and you have the catcher going out to talk to you. One more out, and he gets himself out of this inning. So trying to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Well ahead on the count, 0-2. Maybe trying to get PA to chase a pitch out of the zone. One pitch that we've seen him use to pick up a strikeout against Markakis was that breaking ball in the dirt.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball in the dirt, as Kenny said. And the put out is made at first. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 Yankees. Mark Teixeira leads off against Brad Bergeson, takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Teixeira struck out in the first inning, so he is 0 for 1. There's a strike. When the A's were in town, they couldn't get him out. He still has had a very good homestand, 12 for 30. He was 9 for 10 at one point against the A's. That one is slash foul. Each team with 2 hits. The Yankees pushed across a run in the third, a walk, a stolen base, and a double. Gave them their only run. And the only run in the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Bergeson looks good as he strikes out Teixeira for the second time. Now let's take a look at the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. With Buck Showalter as manager, the Yankees had the best record in the American League at the time of the '94 strike. Which team had the best record in the NL and also had the best record in the major leagues? And the answer was, or is, the Montreal Expos.
Yeah, they did.
And after that, they got rid of all their players the next year.
And eventually, you could see the whole franchise slip sliding away. The fans were really upset in Montreal that they didn't get a chance to go to the postseason. They really felt they had the best team in baseball, and they were really hoping they'd get a chance to play the Yankees in the World Series.
And then their sell-off, so to speak, benefited the Yankees because the Yankees ended up getting John Wetton.
Yes, they did. The Expos had players like Larry Walker.
That one is drilled into right center field. It's a base hit. Cutting over is Markakis, cuts the ball off in the gap, and Alex Rodriguez picks up a single.
And Larry Walker, Moises Alou, and Marquise Grissom in the outfield. Sean Berry was the third baseman. Pitcher for Dennis Martinez. Kenny Hill was having a great year. There's a solid line drive. And I think that as a byproduct, the way that Alex ran to first base, still being a little cautious with that calf strain. And once he saw Markakis getting over to cut the ball off, he knew it was just going to be a single. For from that point on, as you said, Michael, they started getting rid of their players. And then the franchise eventually played Puerto Rico for a while, and then they moved to Washington, became the Nationals.
I always wonder what would have happened that year, because everybody assumes because the strike took place and there was no postseason that the Yankees would have made the postseason. Remember, there was no wild card then, and the Yankees' lead was being whittled down, and Jimmy Key was hurt. And a lot of people were starting to get hurt. You wonder, would they have held on, because the Orioles were hard charging at the time. And I believe when the strike hit, the lead was down to 6.5 with about a little less than 2 months left to play. Would have been an exciting finish. 1-1.
See, that was the difference between the Expos. They were increasing their lead over the Atlanta Braves. Felipe Alou was the manager of the Expos, and he knew he had a good team. Just about everybody on that team was capable of going first to third on a base hit. An exciting team to watch.
Nice pick there by McKelleher on a foul ball by Cano.
Remember Mel Rojas? He was setting up for John Wetland, and they were quite a tandem.
Foul back to the screen.
That's a good swing. I think Cano got a little long with that swing, and that's why he didn't connect. You know, sometimes you see a ball so well, this one's right there for him. You try and do too much, sometimes it tells you when you fall off balance. You just swing a little bit too hard.
One-two. Missed outside. Cano 5 for his last 29. He has not had many slumps this year, and this is one of them. Bottom of the fourth inning, it's 1-0 Yankees.
Yeah, Joe Girardi mentioned the other day, Cano, of all the players, has gotten the least amount of rest. And because when Alex was injured, Cano had to play just about every single day in the fourth spot, and he was playing well. You know, he picked up the slack when Alex was hurt.
Cano putting together a long at bat against Ferguson.
Ferguson has 3 strikeouts today, but he's not really a strikeout type pitcher. He wants you. He's a contact type pitcher, but he wants you to have weak contact. Keep the ball off the fat of the bat. Just enough movement to get you hit it right off the end, or jam you if you're a right-handed hitter.
The 2-2. And Ferguson wins that battle as Cano chases out of the zone for strike 3.
And sometimes when you're slumping, your discipline goes a little bit out of the window. And that pitch was borderline, but it looked like it was high and maybe outside as well. As Cano swings through it.
Here's Nick Swisher. He singled over the bag at first in the second inning. And that broke an 0 for 14 slide. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed.
Ferguson had 1 start against the Yankees this year, and he's already gone further in this start than he did in that one on June the 2nd. Lasted just 2 1/3.
Hammered foul.
And gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. It was a game that the Yankees ran off and hit from the Orioles. The Yankees won it 9-1. But as I mentioned earlier, he's pitching better, much better now than he was at that time of the season.
The 0-2.
Look at it.
Nick, I think, went down from the recoil of checking his swing.
And he almost walked into this one. That front elbow or the hands almost took a shot. But you know, another thing to remember, Nick.
I think that left knee gave him a little bit.
Exactly. And that's where the problem has been for Nick lately. The underpinning, not quite as strong as he might like.
Left knee has been bothering him. Missed a couple of games on this homestand, and it has been affecting the way he hit, too. Count 2-2. Grounded to first, grabbed there by Wigginton, flips to Bergeson, and that will do it here in the fourth. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left. Let's go to the fifth. Yankees lead 1-0. On. There's Nick Swisher, who made out to complete the bottom of the fourth. It's time for the Toyota text poll. Today's question is, who do you think will have the better season? You can text us at 58772, and it's either 1, the Giants, or 2, the Jets. And you can text your vote, as we mentioned, at 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. You can see Nick Swisher still hurting, Kenny.
Yeah, that tumble didn't help things, I'll tell you, at home plate. Here's a look, and watch just how it kind of bends awkwardly as Nick hits the turf. As far as our Toyota text poll today,
yeah,
you know, football is maybe even more so than baseball a health issue. You know, how many players can you keep healthy during a 16-game season? Now they want to play 18 games.
Yep. I don't think the players do.
Yeah, I think the players know what those 2 more games might mean a little more money, but it also might be a lot more pain.
Kia Motor scoreboard 1-0 Yankees, and also a shorter career. That seems to be what everybody's saying.
Well, then they better hold out and get some more money.
And the 0-2 upstairs. Count 2-2.
Nova's in good stead with the pitch count going into the 5th inning here, 51 pitches. He's only allowed 2 base runners, has not walked about. Been around the zone most of the day.
Grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez off balance throw, not in time. Nice scoop by Berkman, but Jones beat it out for an infield single.
This is over the bag at third, and Adam Jones got out of the box very well, sensing maybe an infield hit, and he does come up with one. Good play by Berkman on the other side. That might be worthy of yes, Mo. I don't know. You know, sometimes A-Rod's reaction on the far end of the play.
I think he's out.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Wieters. Kenny, what do you think of Nova?
You know, I like him. Although, as you mentioned earlier, Michael, the fact that this is about the time where things start to, his second time through or third time through the order for certain teams, he seems to tire or whatever. But he should be tired with just 53 pitches. I like the fact that he get his breaking ball over today. They've all been pretty much very sharp. He's got a changeup that's effective, and his fastball certainly is good enough. And he's got a presence on the mound. That's one thing I like about him too. When you're 6'4" and 210, and as I said, he's still growing.
The 1-0. That gets away from Cervelli. That's going to allow Jones to go to second, so he's now in scoring position on the wild pitch.
Looked like a changeup that Cervelli went after with the glove. And that looked like a blockable pitch to me, and it just didn't happen. And there's his mentor, Tony Pena. Behind those sunglasses, you can probably see some unhappy eyes.
Count 3-0 to Wieters. Now you walk Wieters, you're going to allow Asturias to bunt. That's why you have to go right after Wieters now. Swings on the 3-0 and drives it deep to left. Gardner back, track, wall, see ya! A 2-run home run for Matt Wieters. They turned him loose on 3-0. He got a cookie, he drove it the other way, and the Orioles lead 2-1.
Falling behind on counts, Wieters has great power to the opposite field, pitches up and out over the plate. And this is against the traffic, opposite field, and it goes a long way into the second section of the seats out there in left field.
That is some opposite field power.
11th home run of the year.
1-0 to Asturias. High.
Take a look at that swing from a different angle. Ooh, it had to sound definitely. He kind of knew it. Almost immediately went into the home run trot, broke it down.
John Flaherty was saying the other day that a couple of people told him that when Lou Piniella, no, it was actually Tino who said it. When Lou Piniella gave you the green light on 3-0, he said, I want you to hit a home run. He said, I'm not looking for you to get a single right field if you're a righty batter. He says, I want you to try to hit the ball out. Grounded to second. Asturias is retired. And I was talking to Reggie Jackson the other day behind the batting cage about it. He said on 3-0, he says, I'm looking to hit a home run. He said, and I loved hitting 3-0. I absolutely loved it. He said, I look for a spot, And if the ball wasn't in that spot, I would take it. He said, but if it was in the spot I wanted, I was going to try to hit the ball out.
And Lou's thinking is, as a manager, he's got a guy who's capable of hitting a home run up there. He's looking for a pitch right down the middle. Because, you know, a pitcher or a catcher might be thinking you're going to be taken. Just throw a strike. And to unleash, he wants your A swing. Your number one swing, the swing that hits the ball 400 feet.
I remember Bobby Mercer used to tell me he hated hitting 3-0. He said because you were expected to hit a home run. He said, I always felt I could get the same pitch on 3-1 as I had at 3-0. Nubbed off the end of the bat and grounded to short. Jeter will get Bell for the second out. Still no clouds in New York City as the Yankees are trailing this one 2-1. Top of the fifth inning. Here's Brian Roberts. Roberts fly to center and fly to right. And there's a strike.
You know, maybe there's a lesson in that home run hit by Wieters for Nova. Don't take anything for granted. Laying it right in there. You know, you want to throw a strike.
That one is ripped into the right field corner. And it's going to be another double for Brian Roberts, who certainly specializes in that. And now he has a 7-game hitting streak. He's been on base in 20 straight games. It's his 8th double of the year.
It's an 8-game hitting streak. Came in with a 7.
Dave Island wants to talk with Nova. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Let's go back. I think it is a 7-game hitting streak. Why would I ever doubt you, Michael?
I never doubt you. That's why I didn't fight.
My mistake.
So Nova, really, this is his first inning that he's had any kind of a problem. And with a runner at second, Island's going to have him walk Markakis intentionally, and they'll take their chance with the righty swinging Wigginton. And right here, this is not setting up any double play. This is a choice of who you want to pitch to.
And try and get out of the inning. Markakis has been a solid hitter. He already has 1 hit today.
Obviously, with 2 outs, they're choosing. I think we can get Wigginton out better than we can get Markakis out. Both of them are 0 for 2 today, but there's ball 4. Now check that. Markakis was 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single. Now the intentional walk. And Wigginton 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to right. Wigginton grounds it foul.
And one thing I like about Nova too is he can start somebody off with a breaking ball, as he did with Wigginton there, and get it over and have a, you know, not just have it being a get it over type curveball. What I mean is just flip it up there just to throw a strike. He throws it with conviction, makes a pretty good pitch out of it.
Roberts at second after his 12th double of the year and an intentional walk to Markakis. Wigginton's at the plate with 2 outs, the 0-1. Count 1-1. And the pitch. Could not hold up. Goes around the count 1-2. And the pitch. Again, he couldn't hold up. The tight breaking ball diving down and away, so they made the right choice. Intentionally walking Markakis and pitching to Wigington. But the Orioles get 2 runs on 3 hits. The big blow. Now Wieters turned loose on 3-0. Hits one deep to left. A 2-run home run. We're halfway. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Orioles lead the Yankees 2-1. Lance Berkman's going to lead off. It'll be the bottom of the Yankee order. Berkman, Granderson, and Cervelli. Bergeson deals outside 1-0. Kia Motors scoreboard 2-5-0 O's, 1-3-0 Yanks. And the count 2-0. Now 3-0 to Berkman. Ball 4. He always has problems after the Orioles score. He has a 6.44 ERA in innings after they score, and walking the leadoff batter is usually an issue.
Handstand prosperity.
So now the stopwatch is in one hand, the clicker's in the other, and there's a strike to Granderson.
We talked about Cano needing 1 more run scored for 500 for his career. Granderson needs 4 more.
High fly ball left field. PA shading his eyes, and he puts it away for the first out. NYY Steak is a great place to host your next corporate event, cocktail party, birthday party, and much more. For more information on how to book your next private event at NYY Steak, please contact Mary Gerges at 646-977-8041 or log on to nyysteak.com. Here's Francisco Cervelli. He grounded out to first, and he meant to do that in the third inning, moving Granderson over to third. Granderson was on second with nobody out there. And then came around to score on Gardner's double.
Yeah, so Granderson only needs 3 more for 500.
T-Rock tried to make a great play, but couldn't haul it in. Young Terrence, ball boy down there all year.
It's not his only job. We see him when we're leaving the ballpark every night. And ball off the tarp, and ooh.
Cervelli gets plumped.
Right in the back pocket. That's where you want to get hit. Ball got away from Bergerson. I'm sure he didn't want to hit him on what was it, an 0-2 count? I don't think he wanted to hit him on an 0-2 pitch to move the tying run in the scoring position and put the winning run at the potential go-ahead run at first.
So first and second, one man out, and here is Gardner. Gardner doubled over the head of PA in the third, and again, PA's playing very, very shallow in left field.
Yeah, I think he's very hard to defend for a left fielder because you see them drop balls out, just little loopers in the left for base hits. And if you start playing them too close, as Michael said, all of a sudden the ball gets by you, and it's potentially a 3-base hit. There's a lot of room between PA and the fence.
I'll tell you what, Kenny, I think I'd rather give up a bloop single than big innings-changing double or triple.
Well, because 2 runs are going to score.
Yeah. Rick Kranitz goes out and talks with Bergerson. A walk and a hit batter. He's in some trouble here in the fifth. Six of his hits have gone to left. Pitch outside. That's a nice pitch on the outside corner. Just hit the black and the count 2-1.
Those are the kind that you take. Be looking for a better pitch to hit than this one with 2 balls and no strikes. And Gardner just lets it go by. See if he can do it again.
This could be 2. There's 1 on to first. They double up the speedy Gardner to end the inning and get out of trouble. Despite the bobble by Roberts, the ball was hit so hard, they were able to get it done. 4-6-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left, and Bergerson loves what he sees.
There's tourists in the middle of this, and they needed to be quick on their partner play to turn the double play on this speedy Brett Gardner. Oh, got him by a step.
2-1, Orioles lead. That one is served in the left field, and it's caught by Gardner.
That ball just continued to carry. It looked like it was going to be in there for a base hit, but sometimes hit the ball too well and stays up. Here's the look that Alex Rodriguez had on this line drive off the bat of Luke Scott. Here comes Brett Gardner into your picture for out number 1. Ended up being a shoulder high catch.
Count 0-2 on PA. PA struck out twice against Nova.
Furthest Nova's ever gone in a big league game is 5 2/3 innings. He's 1 out away from tying that. That was his win against Chicago.
PA puts this one into play. 2 outs.
PA's got good speed coming down the lines. He chops over a breaking ball. Here comes Nova. Going to beat him to the bag. A couple of steps. Made it look easy.
Here's Adam Jones. Flight out to center. Then an infield single, slow roll into third. He beat the throw by Alex Rodriguez. But he really didn't, because the play at first, they got him, and then it turned out to be big because Matt Wieters followed with a 2-run home run. There's the strike. McKinney sign. Pitcher.
You know, I stayed up all night doing that.
Arts and crafts. The 0-2. Base hit for Adam Jones.
Oh, the shades of pink were just well done.
And to the books. Send Island out and talk with Nova.
Yeah, let's see if it immediately brings somebody up in the bullpen. You've got it's like Boone Logan out there stretching.
It's like he's doing most of the talking to Cervelli.
Yeah. You know what? I'm looking out there where Wieters hit that home run. That's a home run that a right-handed hitter would be proud of.
Yeah. That was incredible power. I think that Paul O'Neill christened that State Farmville. Upper State Farmville, because there's State Farmville lower. With O'Neill this weekend in Texas. How about that? Paul, a rare road trip. And the pitch to Wieters. That one gets away from Cervelli. I don't know if he was crossed up. As Jones moves to second.
He shouldn't be crossed up without a runner at second base.
Also after a conference. Let's see.
That's the second time today that he's gone to the backhand and the ball has gotten by him. And I believe that's going to be called a wild pitch, even though it probably should be a pass ball. Yeah, it was a wild pitch because the ball hit the dirt.
Yeah, but if he had reached forward, the ball would not have hit the dirt. So
it turned his glove over the other way. Yeah.
Absolutely. So now that at least allows them to intentionally walk Wieters. First base open. Now the interesting thing about Francisco Cervelli is, and David Robertson getting ready, he was in the lineup because he was an upgrade defensively, they thought. Well, this year, he's got one of the lowest percentages of throwing out base runners, and he's had some trouble today boxing pitches. So, I mean, Francisco has to catch top-of-the-level defense in order to be in the lineup.
Much in the same way as he did last year.
Yes. He's second in the American League in errors for catchers.
Yeah, a lot of those are on throws.
Jason Kendall is first. There's his Turris. That one he blocks. The 1-0. 2-0.
His Turris is primarily known for his glove, but he does have a 4-game hitting streak coming into today. He's 5 for his last 15. It's not really a blistering hitting streak, but over the longer haul, he's 14 for 77, which is about 180. But he's there for his glove work. Very solid shortstop.
So now he's at 3-0 on his Turris. There's a strike, and he's trying to get over this 5 2/3 hump and get 6 innings under his belt. That's going to release the base runners. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners go. 3-2. They'll do it again. Another foul ball. Line drive, caught by Jeter. And Nova is pumped up, pounding his glove furiously as he completes 6 innings. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. A hot shot to the captain, who comes down with the baseball in the 3rd out. In a Yankee Stadium suite. Join in the excitement as the Yankees continue their quest for a 28th World Championship. Yankee Stadium suites are the perfect entertainment venue with sizes ranging from 12 to 60 guests. Reserve your suite today. Availability is very limited. For more info, call 212-YANKEES, visit Yankees.com, or email suites@Yankees.com. Here's Derek Jeter. Ferguson deals inside 1-0. Strike. Two-1 Orioles lead. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Foul away.
Well, Jeter had a stolen base in last night's game, his 16th of the year. And that places him just 5 behind the all-time Yankee leader in stolen bases. And it's Ricky Henderson.
I think Ricky only spent 5 years here.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Served out to right field. On the run is Markakis in the corner. He makes the play for the first out. So Jeter hit the ball well, but Markakis, a pretty good right fielder, hauled it in and took away the extra base hit.
Yeah, one of the better right fielders in the league. Is usually up there among the league leaders in assists every year. There's a little cutter, a little slider on the outside. Jeter goes with it, gets good wood on it. But it wasn't his A swing. What I mean by that, he didn't really drive the ball, and it hangs up for Markakis to get over there and make the play.
So Derek is 5 for 35 on this homestand. Mark Teixeira's had a lot of problems against Ferguson. Does not see the ball well against him. Fastball, changeup, fastball, changeup. He struck out twice.
Yeah, fastball. He struck him out twice on changeups.
Yeah, to be exact, Ricky was actually in the Bronx for 4.5 seasons. They traded him in the last season of his contract. Slow roller. Ferguson fields, and they'll get Teixeira for the second out, and he had 326 stolen bases in that time. There's Alex Rodriguez. Alex is 1 for 2. He flied to left and singled sharply to right center.
Yeah, he's hit the ball hard twice against Ferguson.
Foul back. And the count 0-2.
We talked about Jeter having the most hits against the Orioles of any active player. Here, he's got the most homers. 52 against the Baltimore Orioles.
Driven out to right field. Markakis on the track. He makes the play in front of the wall for the final out of the inning. Flirting with a game-tying home run, but not to be, as Markakis used up a lot of real estate and hauled it in. Let's go to the 7th. Orioles up 2-1. Brought by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by Bank of America, the official bank of Major League Baseball. Ivan Nova's day is done as Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. So Nova went 6 innings, and now he turns it over to David Robertson.
Robertson's seasonal ERA is down to 3.86, but it was elevated early in the season. He's really been effective, I would say, since the end of May. Really come on.
Here's Josh Bell. And the pitch high. Verizon Wireless scoreboard 260, leading 1-3-0. Bell, Roberts, Martinez, 9-1-2 against Robertson. 1-1. Now, since May 8th, when he had a very bloated ERA, Robertson has pitched to a 2.16 ERA. And that's what's lowered it under 4 right now. 3.86.
He's been doing it. Bullpen's been pretty solid lately for the Yankees.
1-2. Grounded to first. Berkman gobbles it up and step on the bag, 1 away.
Robertson in relief of Nova, who I think had a credible effort today, just giving up the 2-run home run. Leaves trailing 2-1. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. 6 hits, a couple of walks, both of them intentional. Did you like what you saw from him?
Yeah, I did. I think he's pitched okay in every single one of his starts. Here's Brian Roberts. Count 1-0. Roberts, a fly ball to center, fly ball to right, and then a double right. And in the words of Derek Jeter, there's been a pain in this series.
A pain in the series?
Yeah. The 2-0. Strike from Robertson, 2-1. Now, Buck Showalter's 21-13 since taking over the Orioles, and that's the best record of any American League East team since he took over on August 3rd. And Andy McPhail, the GM of the Orioles, is the one that wanted him to take over. Swing and a miss in the dirt. They'll tag out Roberts. Buck said he was 51-49, and you see the numbers since Buck's taken over. He was 51-49 in terms of like starting next year. But McPhail thought it was important to start in the middle of the season so he can evaluate the players up close. And Buck said, okay, you're the boss, and took the job on August 3rd, and he's done a great job, wins and losses. And I think McPhail was right, Kenny. He does get a closer look at what these guys are about.
You know, he gets a feel for what they're like in the clubhouse, what they're like when they're traveling around the country, certainly during games in the dugout. You know, I mentioned earlier in the series that I just see them playing harder and smarter. You saw a well-executed relay play from the outfield to throw out Gardner at third. The pitching's been much better. The team has hit better with runners in scoring. Since Buck's been with the team, they've hit over 300 with runners in scoring position. Before he got there, they were barely over 200 with runners in scoring position. So they've kind of picked up their game in all aspects. The pitching's been better. And I think they all realize that The man's just sitting there evaluating every single game, every single play. And he comes with that reputation as Boone Logan warms up in the Yankee bullpen as being very detail-oriented.
The 0-2.
And I also think while in the process of them winning these games, they're slowly changing the culture of the team, which has been permeated by the fact that they had lost 13 years in a row, losing record. But now, you know, like Joe Madden did with the Rays, it took them a lot longer, but eventually the Rays become a winning type ball club. But now,
changing the culture is usually the toughest.
It is difficult to do. And certainly difficult to do since you joined the ball club a little over a month ago.
1-2. In terms, you know, you use the word that Buck is watching. I always remember Buck when he was with the Yankees. Managers sit in the front right-hand seat of a bus. And when they would get to the plane, usually a manager would get off first and go on the plane. Buck would sit there and watch every player as he boarded the plane, how he acted after wins and losses. Sometimes it kind of spooked out some players, but he was checking you out under any circumstance. I'm sure he's doing the same thing with the Orioles. And he's checking out how Marquez looked at that called third strike. That is a good 1-2-3 inning for David Robertson. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Orioles lead the Yankees 2-1, but we'll stay right where we are to honor America in the Bronx.
We remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now, Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Is going to have to answer. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1 Orioles over the Yankees. Robinson Cano leads off against Brad Bergeson, who starts him off with a pitch up and away.
One thing I noticed in the last inning, Yankees getting some better swings at Bergeson, and I think that Buck Showalter recognized that as you look out towards the Orioles bullpen.
Mark Hendrickson finished the game yesterday, and he's up. You saw the Verizon Wireless scoreboard. It's 2-1 Orioles. Orioles trying to sweep the Yankees. Get this, the Yankees have never been swept in a 3-game series in this ballpark. And they certainly don't want to be swept by, record-wise, one of the worst teams in baseball. And the Yankees opened up this homestand with 4 straight wins against the A's, then 2 straight wins against the Blue Jays. They lost on Sunday. Okay, that's a blip. But then they lose on Monday, Tuesday, and here on Wednesday, trailing 2-1. That one is sky to left field, and it's out of play. Well, we told you earlier, the Yankees have not had a losing streak of more than 3 games all year. In fact, they're the only big league team that has not had that. And the Orioles have not swept the Yankees in the Bronx since 1986. You do the math, that's 24 years ago. 3-2. Looped into left field, a base hit. So Cano with a single. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. There's Nick Swisher. One other mark the Yankees are trying to avoid. They have not been swept in a 3-game set all season. So a lot of negatives they're trying to avoid. And they know tonight Tampa Bay is in Fenway to meet the Red Sox. The Rays are a game and a half behind the Yankees in the East.
Scheduled to be Matt Garza against Tim Wakefield.
Now, in all likelihood, Showalter is going to bring in Hendrickson to force Girardi's hand with Berkman. Do you have him spin around to the weaker right side, or you send up Tim's? Joe Girardi said today, he said right now that DH spot is pretty much a platoon with Berkman against righties and Tim's against lefties. Cano held by Wigginton. Strike 3, Swisher down looking. He does not like the call at all.
Fifth strikeout for Bergeson. Here's the target of Wieters. He has his whole body shifted to the outside. Now, whether the pitch hits the corner, Swisher doesn't think so. It is definitely high enough. And here's the corner. Oh, that's close.
Tough to take. He said it's outside. Well, Showalter is going to bring in Hendrickson and force the hand of the Yankees. Do they pitch it for Berkman or let him spin around to the right side? Good job by Bergeson. We'll be back. It's time for Bios. Javier Vasquez, upset with being taken out 1 out away from a win. He'll get the start 10-9, 5.01. C.J. Wilson is going to go for the Texas Rangers, 14-6, good ERA. Our coverage will begin at 7:30 p.m. right here on the Yes Network.
Yeah, good season period for C.J. Wilson. He became a starting pitcher this year.
He really wanted that.
Yeah, he did.
And they're going to leave Berkman, the switch hitter, in and spin him around to the right side. Now Bergeson is simply a spectator.
Allowed just 4 hits.
Against right-handed pitchers this year, or as a right-handed batter, Berkman hits 184. As a left-handed batter, 267. Those are the numbers on Hendrickson.
Hendrickson pitched here last night, pitched the 9th inning, had a 1-2-3 ninth.
There's a strike.
Remember, you know, even though Berkman hasn't hit well right-handed this year, over the years he's been one of the better switch hitters in the history of the game.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Big, slow curveball in the dirt. The count 1-2. Now, this was a decision that Girardi had to make. Tim's a 327 hitter against lefties, 268 against righties. But complicating it today, Kenny, is that Berkman's playing first. He's not the DH. So they would weaken their defense because Teixeira is the DH. The 1-2. 2-2. You would have had to probably have put Swisher at first as Tim's in right. Now weakens your defense in right. And although Swisher's proficient at first, he's certainly not Berkman. And definitely not Teixeira. The 2-2. Off-speed pitch, swung and missed. So Berkman wasn't the right choice there. Whatever you do defensively as he goes down meekly against Hendrickson.
Excellent changeup to pick up the strikeout. Good movement on it, too. Moving away, although it wasn't down, it did have a little fade to it for the strikeout.
Now, they are not going to let Granderson bat against Hendrickson. So now they will send up Marcus Timms. And Timms will take over left, and Gardner will move to center. So let's see if Showalter counters with a righty.
The wheels are turning. Remember that after September 1st, the rosters are expanded. Managers can make more moves during the course of ball games without the possibility of running out of players. It's Jim Johnson warming up in the Oriole pen.
And that's who's coming in as Showalter will make his way out to the mound. So Showalter has 10 relievers, 5, or should I say 6 righties and 4 lefties. One of those 6 righties, Jim Johnson against Marcus Timms. When we get back, the wheels are turning. O's lead 2-1. are celebrated on Yes. First, at 7, relive the night the Bombers honored their iconic leader with Yankees classics, Farewell to the Boss. And later, a modern-day Yankees great is showcased on Yankeeography Derek Jeter. It all starts tomorrow at 7, and it's only on Yes. So the Orioles will bring in Jim Johnson. And he has very little history against Timms. Timms just 1 for 2 against him, and this is what Johnson's done. Injury-plagued season, 1-1, 5.93.
When he's on, he's got a very heavy sinker. One of those low 90s sinking fastballs.
There's a strike. Johnson sets, and the 1-2. Missed outside. Hey, he's going hard, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, and with some movement as well, and he's already hit the outside corner a couple of times to pick up called strikes. Timms lately has been very quick on inside pitches.
Another 95-mile-an-hour pitch outside. Cervelli is on deck. Now they're going to release Cano at first with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. So the game could be tied on an extra base hit. Line drive, base hit to right field. Cano will go to third. Marquez gets the ball into Roberts, and a pinch hit single for Timms. And the Yankees have the tying run at third.
Well, Timms took 2 strikes over the outside corner. And Johnson went to the well once too often, trying to hit the outside corner again. Not a bad pitch, but Timms goes with it, slashes it into right field for a base hit. One thing I used to say about pitchers, they don't say it very often anymore, but they're like bad criminals. They always return to the scene of the crime. When you start going out there just too often, and the hitters make them pay.
Now Buck Showalter quickly out of the dugout talking to Hirschbeck about something. I don't know what he picked up. And now I'll head back to the Orioles dugout.
Now, I believe it was Golson who was going to go out and pinch run, and then Girardi called him back. But he wasn't announced. I'd never heard an announcement. You're not officially in the game until you're announced. It came out, but you have to be officially announced before you're in the game. Now, the timeout was called by the first base umpire, but Golson got back in the dugout before the official announcement.
Now here's Cervelli. And he grounds one to third, and you wonder why no pinch hitting with Posada there, as Cervelli grounds out to third to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. A lot of machinations there in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's 2-1 O's. think will have the better season? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. Wow, 54% think the Giants. Now, in fairness, Yankee fans have long been Giant fans, so I think that's a little bit tilted right there, but surprising vote. Now, Kenny, let's talk about it. We have some time.
Exactly.
And Cervelli swung at the first pitch. This is not second guessing. We didn't have a chance to say it. Why would you pitch it Posada?
Yeah, I'm thinking Posada coming up. A couple of things there. First of all, we saw Golson go out, then come back.
Yeah. And
he's not officially in the game until the home plate umpire, who's in charge of the lineups, informs the PA announcer to make the announcement. So that never happened. So, you saw Hirschbeck say, well, I never announced him in the game. He's not officially in the game. So then the situation with Cervelli coming to the plate. We talked about he's been hitting the ball a little bit harder lately. But still, he's no Jorge Posada. Not many catchers are. So that kind of surprised me Posada didn't get a chance to hit.
I mean, Jorge Posada is arguably one of the best offensive catchers in the history of the game.
Plus, you have another catcher.
Right.
If you don't want to catch him, if you don't want to catch him in this game, Chad Moeller can come in and catch.
Well, we'll see how this game turns out, but that's something that Girardi is definitely going to be questioned on. And you can't say, well, we wanted to give the day off. Well, tomorrow's a day off. Very odd decision. The 1-1. Foul back. Gabba Chamberlain warming. And Boone Logan also alongside. Driven out into right center field. Gardner, who moved to center field, will head to the warning track and make the play. Take an extra base hit away from Wigginton. And now Joe Girardi, with Luke Scott coming up, is going to call on Boone Logan and get lefty against lefty.
Next two hitters are left-handed hitters.
So that's going to do it for Robertson, who retired all four batters he faced. Now the lefty Logan comes on. leading 1-5-0. Hughes, his start is going to be skipped this week, and he's going to pitch a week from today in Tampa. Matt Wieters, that's the difference in the ball game. 3-0, gave him the green light. It's a 2-run home run to left. Nova pitched representatively, 6 innings, 6 hits. Some other news, Aceves and Marte not expected to pitch again this season. So a lot of news coming out of Yankee Stadium today. And that's where we are right now. Top of the 8th inning as both managers mixing and matching. And now Boone Logan comes on to face Scott and PA, 2 left-handed batters.
And not to mention Andy Pettit's rehab start tomorrow in the Double-A playoffs. And hopefully the Yankees have their fingers crossed that will go well. And without Marte, Boone Logan becomes more and more important. He's going to be in situations just like this with more and more. The left-handed hitter Scott and PA coming up with 1 out.
Amazing. A guy like Boone Logan, who was sent down to the minors twice this year, is now your lone lefty in the bullpen. But if he pitches anything the way he's pitched since coming back the second time, the Yankees have no problem with that. He's been dominant. Now, we were trying to look up some numbers that might explain why Posada was not sent up to pinch hit. The only thing that we could get, matchup numbers, there's nothing there that would indicate not doing that. But Posada this year has pinch hit 8 times. He does not have a hit. He struck out 5 times. But sometimes you got to throw those numbers away and say, who's the better hitter, Posada or Cervelli? And I think 10 out of 10 times you'd say Posada. Now, you wonder if the shadow of the flag flapping there at home plate is a distraction. It's not just a shadow, but it's moving constantly, and it's got to be in Scott's vision, Kenny.
I would think that, you know, your concentration has got to be on the pitcher. You can't have that in your mind at all. You know, you might see it when you step out of the box, but, you know, maybe you can use any excuse as he struck out right there. Here's a swing, maybe his own shadow. Wow. Only the shadow knows.
There's Felix PA. Those are the flags that are causing the shadows. The flags that rim the top of the stadium with all the championship years on it. All 27 championship flags starting in 1923 through 2009. The 0-1.
Look out.
1-1.
Oh, you'd be surprised how quickly you could move when danger is imminent. Gave up the bat, gave up the batter's box. Don't look out there on that outside corner. This is where the next one's going, see? One pitch sets up the next one.
Boone Logan's last 21 games have been scoreless outings. 14 innings, 8 hits, no runs, 4 walks, which is great, 15 strikeouts. Dominance. A 1-2. 2-2. Missed outside. And the pitch. Strike 3. PA down looking for the 3rd time he strikes out today. A 1-2-3 inning for the Yankee pitchers. And from above Yankee Stadium, it was clearly a strike. Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are number 1, Nova, number 2, Gardner, number 3, Wieters, number 4, Bergeson. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. First pitch to Gardner is a strike. Gardner lost one to center field. Adam Jones will put it away for the first out. 2-1 Orioles lead. So Gardner today is 1 for 4. That's going to bring up Jeter. Derek is 0 for 3. Last time up, nice play by Markakis running into the corner to flag down a deep drive. The other 2 times Derek rolled over on pitches and grounded out to third. Johnson deals. Inside 1-0. Mike Gonzalez, who was signed to actually be the closer, but he's been hurt. He's a left-hander up in the bullpen. Grounded to short. And Jeter has had a homestand to forget. 5 for 36 with his 0 for 4 today. And 6 for his last 54.
Yeah, coming off a poor road trip as well. One way Bergeson was getting Teixeira out, he was mixing it up with his off-speed pitches, change-ups, and fastballs. Johnson does not have it as effective off-speed pitch, although he came in with a slow breaking ball for a strike.
Count 2-1. Count 2-2.
Yeah, it seems like whenever they have to make a pitch to Teixeira in this series, it's been an off-speed pitch. They don't want to give in, go to the fastball. And he goes with a breaking ball that's out of the strike zone. Teixeira chases it. Nobody's hit more home runs in the new Yankee Stadium than Mark Teixeira.
The 2-2. Strike 3. Teixeira down looking. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. So the Yankees go down in order in the 8th, and we go to the 9th. Orioles 2. Yankees 1. You are watching Yes. Join Bob Lorenz and Kimberly Jones as they break down all the action of this American League East series, including a look at the playoff picture as the Yankees head to Texas to take on the Rangers. It's all coming up later on the W.B. Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. New pitcher for the Yankees is Jabba Chamberlain, and he will pitch the ninth inning. He'll face Jones, Wieters, and Estorres. And those are the numbers on Jabba.
Both bullpens have done the job in this game. They haven't given up a Yankee bullpen has not given up a hit. And only Johnson gave up a hit to Timms.
First pitch is popped up. Cano is there. There's one away. Here's Matt Wieters, and that leads us to the Land Rover drive of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Yeah, with a man on in the fifth inning and trailing by one, Matt Wieters with a long home run to the opposite field, his 11th of the year, and that's our Land Rover drive of the game.
There's a strike to Wieters. 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Chamberlain. And a strike. And the 0-2. Just missed outside at 96 miles an hour. Koji Uehara warming up. Strike three. Wieters down looking. 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the black by Chamberlain.
Some rarefied smoke right to the glove. It sounded like 98 to me.
There's a ground ball to Jeter. And Berkman could not come up with the scoop, so that's going to be an E6.
Jeter has not made many errors this season. This throw in the dirt will be number 6 on the year. Like in and out of the glove of Lance Berkman. E6 is error 6 for Jeter.
Here's Josh Bell with a runner on first. 2 outs. Bell's 1 for 3. Count 1-0.
We're talking about Bell kind of auditioning in this final month for the possibility of being the everyday third baseman next year. He's a switch hitter. Got some power. At least he's shown it in the minor leagues. But if he's deemed not to be ready, I don't know who else could play third base. Could they move Wigington to third and go out and find a first baseman somewhere? There's a lot of possibilities of moves being made over the winter, but I don't know of anybody right now on their roster who could take over and play third base. Pitch.
They started the season with Tejada playing third. He was traded right before Showalter got the job. Now with the Padres.
Might be headed to the playoffs.
If they can stop losing.
think they won yesterday.
They did win.
Matt Latos.
They pitched very well against the Dodgers.
This guy's some kind of pitcher. Padres are one of the teams we don't see very often.
The 0-1. 0-2.
And I was thinking the very same thing. Remember back in '98 when the Yankees played them in the World Series. This team they didn't play very often or see very often. And when they got the series, they didn't see them very long.
Out in 4. Well, they announced the attendance here at the stadium, 44,163. And there were a lot of empty seats today. As we said, school started today in New York City. And that probably kept a lot of people away that had tickets. Runner goes, the 0-2. With Swan and missed. Cervelli gets an angle. And that's going to do it. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Can the Yankees make up a 1-run deficit? Alex Rodriguez will lead it off. Stay right here. And on your computer, visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Well, the Yankees have a 2-1 deficit as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. So if they win this one, it will be in walk-off style, and how to do it against Koji Uehara, who closed out Monday's victory.
And lately, he has been the one to close out ball games. The Orioles have had several candidates this year to be the full-time closer, but Uehara lately has been doing a pretty good job. He'll face A-Rod as the first batter, of course. So down by 1, representing the tying run when you step into the batter's box.
It's going to be Alex Rodriguez, Robinson Cano, and Nick Swisher on this Wednesday afternoon at Yankee Stadium. Bottom of the ninth inning. We mentioned the Yankees have never been swept in a 3-game set at the new stadium. The last time they were swept at home, 3 consecutive games. You have to go back to April 29th, 30th, and May 1st of 2008 against the Tigers. So it's been a long time. Here's A-Rod. Hot shot, base hit. So the tying runs on base. Alex is 2 for 4.
One thing we learned from Uehara the other day is that he likes to get ahead with the fastball and then put you away with his splitter. And Alex picks on the first pitch. And with Bell guarding the line, that hole's even bigger. And this is rifled in the left field for a base hit.
Screaming, let's go, as he heads to first base. And there's a pinch runner for Alex. And it's Eduardo Nunez. And he's 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Here's Robinson Cano. foul back. Kenny, I'm always intrigued by this. You send in a guy to pinch run, he can steal bases. Arguably your best hitters at the plate. Would you send Nunez here?
I don't think so. I think that you're going to let him stay at first, at least with Cano up there. Cano can win the game with one swing of the bat. So why take a chance of him being thrown out and then all he can do is tie him? And he's had 2 good swings. Maybe if you get by Cano, then you start to think more about getting the runner in the scoring position.
Nunez 23 stolen bases at AAA this year. So Uehara has gone 0-2 on Cano. Each team with 6 hits. High fly ball. Left center. Jones will make the play. Nunez will scamper back to first, so that's the first out.
Fans tonight at 10, controversial Cowboys Hall of Famer Michael Irvin sits down for an all-new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. Discusses notorious days on and off the field and life after football. That's tonight at 10 with an encore presentation at 11, only on Yes.
So here's Nick Swisher. Nick 1 for 3. Nunez leads off first. Yankees down by 1. Keeping them close. And the pitch. Outside, 1-0. So Alex did what he had to do. Got on base. Now seeing if that run could get in. Missed outside.
That's a new ball.
Now Showalter doesn't have anybody up in the Orioles bullpen. This is his titular closer. And he's going to let him try to close the game. Chamberlain a strong top of the 9th inning. That one is driven out to left center field deep. Going back is PA. Looking up. See ya. A 2-run walk-off home run for Nick Swisher. And the Yankees win the game 3-2. So with one swing, Nick Swisher erases all of the ills of a Wednesday in New York, snaps a 3-game losing streak, and will send the Yankees on their road trip with a victory. And that is Swisher's 3rd career walk-off home run. You have to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. And the Orioles oh so close to sweeping the Yankees in unlikely fashion. But Nick Swisher had other ideas. He came into the game 0 for his last 14, but he picks up 2 hits, none bigger than that opposite field home run. And now on the field with him is Kimberly Jones. Kim?
Michael, he just said, wow. With one swing of the bat, you changed the complexion of this whole homestand. Do you know that? Changing the complexion of a homestand.
We needed this one. You know, coming in the first 2 games, they really came in to play well, and took us to the 9th inning, and it was just a great win for us in general.
What'd you see on that pitch?
We saw him last night for the first time, and threw a lot of fastballs. So I was just looking out over the plate, something to drive, and lucky I got the barrel on it.
You were limping a little on your way around the bases. Did you feel it?
And that pain goes all the way when you do something like that. So just in general, it was a great win. The crowd was going crazy. It's a great win for us.
It feels like a very big win. Pennant race, you had lost 3 in a row. How big is it?
Huge for us. Our fans are the best in the world, no doubt. And they had our back today. So it was nice to pull out that win and then, keep moving on into the road trip.
You've been in this spot before. You still loving this pie stuff?
I love it, man. This is a great place to play. It's the best in the world, and glad I can help out today.
Thank you very much, Swish. Michael.
Well, thank you, Kim. 4th walk-off win for the Yankees this year, and Nick Swisher's 3rd walk-off home run, and this is how it happened. An outside fastball. Nick Swisher has a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up. But when you hit the ball over the fence, Kenny, you'll get around the bases.
It was said to Uehara early in the count, goes to the fastball. He got one up, a little bit up, out over the plate, and Nick Swisher does the rest. Into the Orioles bullpen. A 2-run shot gives the Yankees the walk-off win.
And on the Yankees' longest homestand of the year, they are 7-3. They do not lose 4 in a row. They are still the only team in baseball not to have a losing streak of that length. And Nick Swisher kept it all good and started the celebration in the Bronx. We haven't had many of these this year, but A.J. Burnett delivers a pie with the right hand on Nick Swisher. We'll be back.